Patrick Beverley and Trae Young have the most unusual beef we've seen in NBA history. You guys like, subscribe, follow the page.
I don't think he's won enough to even speak to me like that or tweet me like that. Like, he's been to the playoffs 3 times.
Last year was a Kentucky Wildcat. Here's
playoffs
Trae
9.
going in and scores again.
Well, that's Patrick Beverley trying to play him too close.
My first 7 years, I didn't miss.
He'll launch, and he hits it.
Shots you're going to see here.
They don't want to
over the half-court line.
They don't think he's a good leader. They don't think he's a good team. This is not coming from me, motherfucker. This is coming from Joe Blow. I ain't going to tell who Joe Blow is, but it's like, come on, man. Like, so, Trae, you can score all the points. You can make all the money you want. You can have all the leading shit. You can do all of it. If you don't win, that shit don't matter. If you don't win, when you retire, they're going to forget your name. Fast. Super. And this is, in order for him to reach me in the playoffs, he has to get to year 13 in a row, which means he can't not make it in almost. I don't even think he'll make it. I don't even think he'll make the playoffs as much as I make. As much as I've made the playoffs.
So he doesn't have the wiggle room to miss the playoffs.
So I don't even think he has the wiggle room to talk about. Fuck, are you not playing hard for an All-Star game? You're not like you're playing in the playoffs. The fuck? Right? Like, no other All-Star said anything behind it except you.
You play with some big-time players, my guy. You talk about winning and impact winning and all these things. You've been on some teams with some big-time players. How about I go through a list of these guys? LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Ant-Man, Cat. And we're not even going to talk about how we celebrate play-in wins. I win play-in games on the road, and I'm ready to get to the playoffs. You win play-in games at home, and you standing on the scores table acting like it's a championship. We celebrate wins different too. But let me get back to these guys. You've had some great teammates over these years that you've only been able to make the conference finals with because your impact was that strong. One time, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Sweet Lemon Pepper Lou, and Dwight Howard. I can go on and on. Them is just the Hall of Famers that I could just pop on the list right now. Let's not name some of the guys that I know may have listened to you when they was around you, but the way they act is not the way you act. In one conference finals to show for it, your impact for winning was very strong, huh? And this ain't no shot again to them guys, because I know from being in my shoes, I know how hard it is to win in this league. I know how much luck you have to have on your side to win at a high level and go play into June, like you said, because you play in June every year, huh? You've been able to play with all these guys, and you talk about impact winning. Where was your real impact in winning? I know you were labeled as a tough defender, a great defender, and the accolades say that you were. But I promise you, anytime you was on the court with me, I was never scared of you. I was never scared of Patty Bev. I promise you. And as you can tell, Patty don't scare me now. And also, let me clarify my tweet for you, since you want to do it this way. Relax. Let us speak for ourselves. It's simply just that. Let us speak for ourselves. Some of us have different opinions than others. But if you have somebody who's a non-All-Star, who's never been to the All-Star game, never even had a chance, or even felt like he had a chance when he was playing in this league, say that the guys who are All-Stars take the game for granted when we playing. I can't speak for every All-Star that's been there. I can only speak for myself. And I just wanted to let you know that you need to relax, because not every All-Star that's played in the game or plays in the game wants to play the way we do, or wants to see the type of performances that we've had. So when I say let us speak for ourselves, I mean just that, Patty.
Okay, so I would not have expected Pat Beverley and Trae Young to go back and forth about what? I think Pat Bev was like, he was asked a question. Someone was like, hey, why does All-Stars not play significantly hard pars in the All-Star game? And he was like, they take it for granted. And Trae was like, hey, leave that to us, the ones who make the All-Star team, to comment why we don't play. You haven't even been in the running to make the All-Star team. You can't comment on that. But the back and forth was crazy. Who do I agree with? Kind of agree with Trae, because Pat was going crazy talking about, hey, I've been to the playoffs 9 straight years. I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. And it doesn't mean anything. Like, because Pat Bev wasn't the bus driver, like Shaq likes to call him. If you're the bus driver, you could talk like that. If Shaq talks to Trae like that, he could talk like that. Charles Barkley, even though he didn't win a championship, got his teams to the finals, long playoff runs, consistent playoff appearances, you could talk like that. But Pat Bev has never been the first, second, third best player on a championship playoff team. And this is the same Pat Bev we seen crying for making the playoffs in a playing tournament for the Minnesota Timberwolves a couple years ago. So you can't. Trae's young. Trae's not even 30. Trae's 26, 27 years old. He hasn't reached his prime. He said in the video, I haven't even reached my prime. What are you talking about? I think Pat looks a little crazy just because maybe he took it as disrespect. Actually, he did take it as disrespect. You clearly see he was getting amped up in that video, getting amped up. He took it as disrespect. But there was no, like, Trae's just like, oh, you ain't one of them. There's levels in life. There's definitely levels in life. We all have to realize there's different levels. We all have to realize there's levels in life. You aren't on that level, Pat. You never been. And just, you're talking about the playoffs and playing into June. You never played into June. You never made it to NBA Finals. Oh, you've been to one Western Conference Final. I think 2 maybe. One with Houston. Was one with Houston and one with the Clippers. But you wasn't the bus driver. And Pat Bev, I think what people have a problem with is he talks like he is a bus driver. He's a great podcaster, but he was never a great NBA player. No one ever says, yo, Pat Bev is the reason. Pat Bev, even Russell Westbrook said, was overrated as a defender. I think his mouth and his, like, trying to be this fake tough guy-ness overshadowed. Yeah, he was a solid defender, but I don't think any NBA point guard or shooting guard was like, I don't want to play Pat Bev. It wasn't like he was prime Kawhi, but he talks like he's prime Kawhi Leonard defensively. He talks like he was Steph Curry. Remember he told Steph, the last 5 years are not mine, but the next 5 years are yours. The last 5 years were yours. The next 5 years are mine. He was talking like he was on the Clippers, but he wasn't the best player on the Clippers. He's putting that pressure on Paul George. He's putting that pressure on Kawhi Leonard. Lou Williams was more important to the Clippers. Guys like that should just be great podcasters. You have your own podcast. Congrats. But you are talking out of turn, Pat Bev. You ain't him. All right, you guys. What do you guys think? Like, subscribe, follow the page. I'm out.